The Valentine Ripper. In the suffocating darkness of the city's underbelly, the legend of the Valentine Ripper grows more sinister with each passing Valentine's Day. His story is one of love twisted into hatred, a betrayal that transformed a man into a monster. But few know the full extent of the nightmare that birthed him. Years ago, he was nothing but a hopeful lover, eager to start a new life. His dream was simple: to propose under the stars, to bind himself to the one he thought would always love him. But love betrayed him. On that night, under the pale glow of the moon, he found her in the arms of another. Their laughter was a knife in his heart, a sound he would never escape. She, so sweet, so pure, had ripped his soul apart. It was then that the seed of vengeance took root. The man that once existed faded, consumed by rage. He became an echo, a shadow, and on every Valentine's Day since, he let his rage be known. His love for her had been a lie, and now his hatred would consume anyone foolish enough to celebrate the very thing that had destroyed him. Each Valentine's Day, a couple vanishes, only to be found in scenes of unspeakable horror. The first year it was beneath the city's oldest bridge, the scene bathed in a blood-red moonlight. The couple was left with their chests torn open, hearts placed in their hands. A single candle flickered, mocking their eternal darkness. The next year they were found suspended from meat hooks in a forsaken factory, their blood pooling beneath them, their bodies grotesquely arranged in an obscene display of love's cruelty. Each year the brutality grew, until it became not just an act of murder but a twisted form of art. The police gave up long ago. Every lead turned to dust, every clue evaporated. Some whispered that he was no longer a man at all, that the Valentine Ripper had become a spirit, a shadow that stalked lovers from beyond the grave, driven by a hatred that transcended death itself. This year, however, the night is thick with foreboding. Lovers are nervous, but some, naive or reckless, think they are safe. A couple, unaware of the legend or too desperate for love to care, walks into the trap. They share a kiss beneath the same cursed bridge, unaware that the night holds only death. The air is still and cold, the promise of doom hanging heavy. From the darkness he steps forth, his presence a whisper on the wind. His eyes gleam with malice, and his voice cuts the night, low and cold. Love is pain. With the swiftness of a serpent he strikes. His blade slices through the man's throat, a crimson geyser erupting from the wound. His body jerks, hands clutching at his throat, but it's too late. The woman's scream pierces the night, only to be silenced as the Ripper's knife plunges into her chest. Her breath stutters, heart thundering in panic, but the blade finds its mark. She gasps for air, but the life drains from her as his knife carves through her flesh. The Ripper is methodical. He opens them both, carving through skin and bone as though it were routine, his hands covered in their blood. The wet, sickening sound of flesh parting echoes in the silence. He removes their hearts, still warm, and places them in each other's cold, lifeless hands, a macabre mirror of the love they once shared. But his work is far from done. With surgical precision, he carves a message into their flesh. Love betrays. His blade dances over their bodies, etching the words into their skin as if they were carved into stone. The words are a grim proclamation, a testament to his pain and fury. He arranges them, a grotesque mockery of intimacy. Their bodies, once the epitome of love, now lie in a lifeless, sickening embrace. Around them, he scatters black roses, symbols of death, the petals absorbing the blood like sponges. Each rose is a silent witness to the chaos he has wrought, each one a symbol of his hatred. The roses form a dark halo, a twisted tribute to love lost and the monster it created. The city awakes to find the tableau, the scene so horrific it burns into the memory of anyone who dares to look. The couple lies in death's embrace, their eyes staring into an endless void, their blood staining the earth beneath them. A passerby, upon discovering the scene, whispers, "The Valentine Ripper has returned." The legend now carries the weight of this year's brutality, its darkness deepened by this newest act. The Ripper is no longer just a man. He is a symbol, a warning, a curse on the city. Each Valentine's Day, the people live in terror knowing that he will return. The curse of love betrayed is his to wield, and his vengeance, it seems, will never end.
Bloody Mary's Horror Stories. Watch, like, and subscribe.